Hey, I'm back, closing up the evening with another Space Marine 2 stream. In case you're new here, I stream science fiction games on PS5 every single day of the week. Today it's Space Marine 2. If you come over tomorrow, you'll see me play Helldivers 2. And of course, all these games that do have a multiplayer aspect to them, I like nothing more than grouping with viewers. The third game I play currently is Cyberpunk 2077. On Sundays, I try new games that I haven't played before, or maybe games that were re-released, remastered. Lots of options there. So that Sunday is always a bit of a surprise to you and me. I keep a couple games installed on my PS5 that I don't really play, but that are kind of interesting. And I just pick one when I sit down on Sunday. So there's that. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, at which point I would get a small, tiny, insignificant cut of advertising revenue. So, press that subscribe button if you don't mind. It's nice doing it that way, I feel like, because you don't have to ask anybody to sign up for anything, donate anything. It's just, I feel like that's how streams should work. Let the advertising pay for the entertainment that you watch. Alright, so in terms of Space Marine 2 here, I'm currently playing class called Bulwark, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. I stylized it after my favorite Warhammer 40k chapter, the Dark Angels. Those familiar with the topic will no doubt point out that my Dark Angel here is a little more shiny than most. That's okay. I like my Dark Angel shiny. I'm just pulling up the chat on my phone here so I can pretend like I can read it with no glasses. Yeah, I started this class. I maxed out on the prestige, and now I'm maxing out the last rank. And once I do that, I'll just move on to another class. And you know what? If you want to help me choose what to do next, there's Sniper, with Salamanders being their champion. I was never too keen on Salamanders as a chapter. There's Heavy. Heavy's Ultramarines. I like Ultramarines a lot. I know most people don't, but I like them a lot. Then we have Vanguard, so looks like Space Wolves themed. Well, you can theme it, you can use any theme you want. However, if this particular class has a champion from that particular chapter, you have some additional really cool options. Assault is White Scars. There's no fucking way in hell I'm gonna play White Scars. I think it's a silly, silly chapter with a silly idea for a chapter. And tactical is Imperial Fists, and that is just awesome. So for example, to give you an idea, so this is what my guy looks like. What I try to do is I try to choose all the options I can that are specific to the chapter I'm trying to represent with that class. So you'll see like pretty much every possible thing I could choose that's specific to Dark Angels is chosen, including the weapons. power sword that has a Dark Angel skin. Plasma pistol with Dark Angel's cosmetic on it. Now, if you look at the chapter champion, this is what the champion looks like. But the problem I have with choosing the champion is that you can't then change anything on it, as far as I know. So I made my own. And I really like the way it turned out. Part of me is considering just making most of the other classes Dark Angels too. But I'll be silly. I mean, Imperial Fists are cool. This is a joke. I'm gonna do something else. You know what else? What else? Oh, you know what I'm thinking? If you go here, so you can buy a bunch of stuff for different chapters, right? There are these generic ones. And then you have Ultramarines, which will do one Ultramarine. And then as you advance, you unlock stuff specific to the chapter. So it allows you to customize your guy heavily. Dark Angels, which as you can tell I already unlocked everything. Raven Guard, maybe we'll do Raven Guard for that one that like you see, like this has a Raven Guard specific chest piece. What's this? That doesn't look like Raven Guard, that looks like an Ultramarines shoulder piece. That looks silly, but I can see why that's in there. Do they are these retro helmets specific to Raven Guard? That looks cool. It's a little plain. Space Wolves, we're definitely doing a Space Wolf on one of the classes. Space Wolf sounds like Assault to me. Hey man, how's it going? Blood Angels are cool. White Scars, never gonna play a White Scars character. And I'm missing this, and I'm missing this. God damn it. I reinstalled Helldivers 2. I'll be playing it tomorrow. I finished Mass Effect 1, and then I started playing Mass Effect 2, and I don't like it. It's just not for me. So I'm not gonna force myself to play a game I don't enjoy. So that meant that I had to choose a new game for that slot. I try to stick to like a 3-game rotation on my stream. Mockingjay, I don't even know what a Mockingjay movie is. No idea. I'll be honest with you. What is it? What's a Mockingjay movie? I was thinking about rewatching Dune 1 and 2, the new ones. The Hunger Games. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I never watched them, to be honest. Are they good? Would you say they're worth watching? I guess you would, since you're watching them, right? Oh, you said you've been reading the books as well? Oh, okay. So you like the whole Hunger Games idea? I'll check it out. It's the concept sounds interesting to me. When I initially saw like a trailer for it, it seemed like everybody, like all the main characters were just kids, like teenagers, and that kind of turned me off a bit. But if you say it's good, then it's good. So that's all there is to it. It's not like there's too much to watch. Like I keep rewatching old stuff. Like I'll rewatch Dune 1 and 2, the new ones. I'll keep watching freaking Blade Runner for the 1000th time. Hellboy. I need something new. Christian books. What does that mean? Like, are there like fantasy books that are Christian books, science fiction books that are Christian books, or is it all religion, faith-based, like heavily, or is there a whole like section from different genres?
Scans show the Tyranid numbers growing exponentially within the Hive City.
That's interesting.
Retaking those sectors is a lost cause. Bombardment from orbit risks collateral damage, so we need a more targeted approach. Commandeer a
Oh my god, I love how this game looks.
Navy supplies in the Astra Militarum depot and deliver the payload by rail. We shall collapse the superstructure from below.
Mobilizing towards the depot now, Lieutenant.
Hunger Games. That stuff is on Netflix, isn't it?
The battle disturbs Avarax's arid landscape. Dust schools can arise with little warning. If conditions obscure the path, look for the flashing guideposts. Advance when it is clear.
Oh, dude, wow, that is wild that you're mentioning this book, because I was watching a podcast where they mentioned that book. I actually have the name written down because I wanted to check it out.
We crushed the ravenous brood beneath our
Atmospheric conditions have returned to normal.
I forgot which podcast that was.
Adjusting all specs for close proximity.
You haven't touched the game. What? The game or YouTube today? Oh, you haven't touched any games or YouTube today. That's probably for the best, dude. If you're reading books, that's definitely a step up, right? Educating yourself. Growing as a person. Can't go wrong. Thank you. Thank you very much, man. It's always good to have a conversation with you. You know? Plus, you've been an inspiration to me for a while. You know, your approach to streaming is really effective, I guess. At least it looks effective from where I am, you know? I'm slowly finding my... how should I call it? Refining my little concept. You know, as far as what kind of games I want to stream and what kind of games I enjoy talking about. I mean, clearly, you know, we're talking... oh shit, that's a lot of stuff there. Should I even go there? Science fiction, but there's still a lot within that group. Cyberpunk is by far... I keep trying different games, but man, I keep coming back to the same couple. You know, there's Cyberpunk, Space Marine, Helldivers. Like, I like this better than Star Wars, for example. There's nothing to play for Star Trek. That's pretty much dead. Especially after this last show. I think this last show just killed that whole franchise. Because it'll be interesting if anybody chooses to invest into making another Star Trek show after the disaster that this has been. I might do Star Wars, yeah. I mean, there's some great Star Wars RPGs. You purchased a couple, right? You said they're really nice, and I feel like they're great for streaming because they're so like cinematic, like they look great. I can't wait for Saros. And I'm kinda, I don't know. Saros and No Law are the two games that I'm really looking forward to. But I'm kinda on the fence about Dune. Dune Awakening. I love Dune. I love like the MMO games. But I don't know.
Ready to deploy.
It should be. I mean, I'm sure it's good. I just don't know if people would enjoy watching something like... what the fuck? Jesus, you turn a corner and there's like 30 of them in a bunch. But I think I'll play it. I really like this idea of viewers choosing some of the games I play to some degree. I like the idea of allowing people that watch me shape, you know, mold the channel.
Atmospheric conditions have returned to normal. Service logs functioning normally.
Oh. So, like, for example, once I decided that I am really not enjoying Mass Effect 2, so might as well switch to something else, I actually posed that question in a chat here during a live stream. I have, you know, Helldivers 2, I have Arc Raiders, and I forgot what the third game was, and everybody pretty much said, hell, you should play Helldivers. Which I enjoyed. There's only... it's interesting, because there's so many good games that you'd have fun, but like, playing, but time is limited, and I'm already streaming way too much. Like, it's a problem. because I do have a full-time job and other commitments.
Load up.
But
Relics locked.
so you have to limit yourself, you know.
It thrums with power and promise.
You have to choose between a bunch of really good games. It's not like the ones you don't want to play are not good, it just there's so many to choose from. Having like a Star Wars, maybe not a Star Wars channel, I don't know, but at least like a Star Wars day or two in a week, I feel like that's a good idea. I don't think I would do it. I like Warhammer a lot more than Star Wars. Like a lot more. Definitely like Cyberpunk would be my top. Man, it's gonna be what, 4 years? 4 or 5 years? Until we see the next Cyberpunk game.
Removal is required to commence.
It shall be done.
Declutter complete.
There has been some really cool Star Wars announcements too. Like, I don't know, you know, everybody likes different stuff, but for example, the pod racing game, I love that kind of stuff, man. Pod racing would be fun. Racing games are fun. I like racing games. I like casual racing games, like Forza Horizon kind of stuff.
Unleashing fragmenting.
I feel like pod racing would be right up my alley. What am I gonna do when I switch to a different class that's like ranged based?
Xenos horde.
Like, I'm gonna miss all this like this. Ugh.
Derailment on track 6. Request servitors to clear wreckage.
What is he shooting? Like, that thing barely aims, but man, it hits hard.
Ammunition restocked. Stock up.
Departmental Editorial Ordnance Transfer 3639 loading complete. Manifest updated.
I wonder if I could convince wife to get me a PS5 Pro for Christmas. How much are those things? They're like $1,000, aren't they? Yeah, that's not gonna fucking happen. Unless this one breaks. I should just wait for PS6. That can't be too far away. 2 years?
Ready to serve. No telling what surprises await.
2028? 29? Somewhere in there?
All specs primed.
PS6, I would assume.
Engage standard morale boost. For the Emperor.
How much better can these games get? Like, this is already insane.
Warhead is loaded, Lieutenant.
Good. Deploy it.
Zeno's countermeasures successful.
When I think about the games that I played when I was a kid, oh my goodness. Well, the games I played as a kid were now just seem silly. Like, what did I spend most of my time on? Amiga, Atari ST,
Minor setback. Let us reevaluate our
16-bit games.
I have multiple swarms moving to your location. You have their attention. Deal with them swiftly. We will not get another shot at this.
Oh my god, I love those days. Jesus. Bitmap Brothers, Bullfrog.
Deny the Tyranids our walk. We need the Tyranids approach vectors if we deploy engine on the tracks.
So many amazing memories.
We must keep the train out of their country.
I miss Bitmap Brothers a lot.
Steal your mind.
For those familiar with Bitmap Brothers, they remade Speedball recently in like a 3D game. It's not as gritty as it was, but it definitely looks interesting. Looks like it could be fun. I haven't purchased it yet. It's not expensive either. It's $30 or something. Canadian. Whatever that works out, US. What just happened? Oh.
Safety protocols engaged. Wait for the all clear before attempting further track changes.
Fill up on stick.
Fault in charging system detected. Engine steer requested to perform right all clear.
Link your armor to the Mechanicus device. You will need to keep close proximity to the charging station until the reset is complete.
Charging system detected. Dispatchers. Return to your stations. Establishing diagnostic connection.
What are good devs right now? Like, back in the day, you always, well, we used to have like Blizzard and stuff, but that's no longer the case. Hasn't been for actually like half a decade. What developers would you instantly trust to the point where you would just, their games are instant buy? Like, if you can buy a game, you would just instantly buy their game. Because for me, Neon Giant for sure. They're making a game called No Law. Look it up on YouTube. Remedy used to be pretty awesome. Now I'm not sure. They had a bunch of changes, including some management changes. So who knows what that's like now. I'm sure it's still gonna be good. They did Control, of course. Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 is such an amazing game. Except it's fucking scary. It's a proper freaky horror game. And that's just not for me. I don't like being scared anymore. Maybe I'm just getting old. Well, there's no maybe. I'm fucking old. But, like after a lifetime of watching horror movies and, you know, lots of gory entertainment, you would think it would result in me being absolutely immune to all that stuff. But it's kind of the opposite. Like I choose not to partake in really extreme stuff like that. Now I'm curious about those movies that you mentioned. The Mockingbird, and that's that's a trilogy, I think, of movies, right? And then there was Hunger Games. Actually, they're all Hunger Games movies, I guess. So there's what, like 6 of them? Oh, this is cool, huh?
Mission successful, Thomas. Return to the battle match.
I'm still thinking about current developers and which one I would instantly buy a game from. And other than Neon Giant, I can't think of too many. People that are doing the Mass Effect spiritual follow-up thing are what? That's under Wizards of the Coast, and their main dude left. Or is no longer the main dude. He's still involved in some way. Like I said, oh, I know what. Rebellion. Rebellion and Neon Giant. Probably my 2 best, or favorite studios. Rebellion is so good. So awesome. Rebellion did Sniper Elite series. They did my favorite zombie game of all time, Zombie Army 4. It's the latest one. It is so freaking amazing. Highly recommend you check it out, Zombie Army 4. What else did they do? I don't know. I'm sure they did a ton of... Rebellion bought 2000 AD or whatever, those Judge Dredd comics, I think, didn't they? I know they're doing a bunch of stuff, like they're doing pen and paper, they have a, you know, division, or I guess, that does pen and paper stuff and a whole bunch of other cool thing. They're cool people. Tomorrow it's gonna be time for Helldivers. I'm kinda looking forward to it. It's been a while since I played Helldivers 2. And then after that, Cyberpunk 2077. What day is it today? Wednesday? Tuesday? I don't know. I have a 3-game rotation. They all repeat twice in a week, and then the 7th day, Sunday, is like a day where I try new stuff. I call it a Discovery Day. I have a couple games installed. I'll just pick one and play it, and if it sucks, I'll play something else. I have Ghost Runner 2, which looks interesting. I have a Jedi game. What else do I have on there? I don't know. I have like 5 or 6 games installed that I'm not really playing, but that look interesting. Look at this guy's outfit. Imperium. Wow, good job. Wow, he did a good job.
Damn thing keeps shifting out of alignment. For the Emperor! For the Emperor!
Are you guys playing Marathon? Comes out in March. I'm skipping it, but I always like to see what people think. So I'm skipping that, and I'm just waiting for Saros in April. Already have it pre-ordered. And then I'm waiting for the release date for No Law, but that might be a year or 2 or more, who knows. I'm waiting for the PS5 release or console release date for Dune Awakening. That's probably October, I think, is the rumor I heard. And frankly, I'm not aware of too many other games that look interesting.
An inglorious death for an ignoble alien overlord. Fitting.
Delta Wave box check. Iridium here. Still on our gunship. Thalassa has landed, and soon a tyrant will fall. Acknowledged. Proceeding to relay. Maintain box reports. Damocles out.
You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the time where my stream grows enough that I'll constantly be able to group with viewers. Oh my god.
Deploying fragmentation grenade.
That'll be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna happen.
The air is thick with unnatural energies. Be they psychic or xenos in nature, I cannot say.
We stop their call for aid. Let us finish this. Xenos unleash sensation. But the Imperial
Beautiful.
ready to deploy.
Since we just talked about good games in development, are there any good movies in development?
Not recognize half the passages you invoke. You do not strike me as lax, brother.
Actually,
You may append me when they
come to think of it, I haven't followed movies for a long time.
Practice temperance until then.
It is
Every time I sit down, when I can, and I have an option, it's like, do you want to play do you want to play a game, or do you want to watch a movie? Like, it seems like a no-brainer. Like, why would I want to sit and passively watch something?
The Munitorum does not store explosives to Codex Astartes standards. It's enough to demolish the bridge.
When I can do when I can partake in piece of like entertainment where I can participate. Well, you know. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm out of everything.
Cleansing fire.
load up. Explosives prepared.
Lag. Look at this guy's lagging hard.
Explosive offering prepared.
What supports still require preparation?
Detonator deployed.
We need only await the creature now.
The Hive Tyrant will reach your position shortly. Join the Imperial Guard defenses up on the bridge and lure that Xenos Colossus into the kill zone.
Fresh munitions.
Games like this are basically a movie that you participate in. At least that's the way I look at it. What's fucking shooting me? Oh.
Clear a blast radius.
Oh, this is awesome. I like these like regular human infantry. I love these guys.
Astartes! We were not expecting such illustrious company in the rear ranks.
I absolutely love these guys.
We've got a handle on these probing strikes, my lords. It's the relay that's getting hammered right now.
The beast that commands the swarm will arrive here soon.
That's news. Without armor support to tackle a target that big, we may have to bring down the supply bridge.
It is already done, Guardsman.
Is this a withdrawal order?
Negative. The objective is the Hive Tyrant, not the bridge. Defend this position until the Tyranid command unit is executed.
Understood, my lord. May the Emperor guide our lasguns to your support. Ready up, Eighth! Show the Emperor's angels what we are made of! Eyes up!
Oh, look.
Swarm approaching on the left flank. Deploying shock.
They're stacking up! Get up!
The Hive Tyrant is on its way, but it is a horde of Xenos between you and it. Take it for the wall. You have its attention. It is moving to intercept. Apply more pressure.
Okay, why is it? If I click on something on this guy. How do I highlight stuff like that? I don't even know what I did.
And send them sprawling back into the dirt.
Keep your eyes peeled. The Xenos leader beast will be in visual range shortly.
Behold this abominable Xenos champion.
I've never seen such
Look at that
atrocity.
beast.
Hold. Give the Hive beast a moment. Detonate the charges now.
This is Talassa. The ambush was a success.
It is not dead. Enlighten us, Lord Titus. The swarm would go feral without their connection to the hive mind, but their focus is still on the relay. Reports confirm the Lieutenant's assessment. Enemy cohesion still in full effect. That beast is not yet dead.
Sounds like we have a hunt, brothers.
We can hold this position, Lords. We'll keep the swarm off your backs while you hunt that thing.
It is over there, brothers, attempting to claw free. Commencing reload. Equipment found.
Beautiful game.
Unleash fire for an enemy. You would make a fine track. I can imagine no finer purpose than keeping the hearts of my brothers pure and the hearts of my enemies still.
I keep meaning to do like a solo session so I can look in all the different corners.
Have a better opportunity to finish it off.
Get all the collectibles. At least that's the idea. It's wild that there's no Warhammer 40k movie. It seems like such a no-brainer. They keep making up these bullshit franchises, but they have a. This is like one of the like a biggest and best, and it doesn't get the treatment it deserves. It's wild.
Overlord. It cannot run forever.
Talassa, you cut out.
We have been cut off from our brethren. The heretics' jamming must reach this far. Do not worry. When the Hive Tyrant is dead, the Lieutenant will know.
I found a third developer that that is instant buy. Neon Giant, Rebellion, and House Marquee, whatever. House Marquee, I guess. Definitely. That's the creators of Returnal. And everybody gives me a hard time when I say this, but it's true. Returnal is the closest any developer has gotten to what I would consider like almost a perfect game in decades for me. Because, you know, depending on what you enjoy, it might or might not be the case for you. Well, wow, we burned it down fast. Okay, there we go. Holy shit. That guy had so much more melee damage than me. The guy that's maxed out. House Marquee? I gotta look up what the proper pronunciation is for the devs of Returnal. Wow, that one guy was lagging. This takes a while to load now. Yeah. Edit, leave. Oh, okay. Got something done in the data vault. For once, nothing here. Yeah. And I think I was going after these, yeah. I get to unlock one. What's this? Ripper Swarm. Living carpets of rippers. Next reward is 300 of the... Okay, yeah. And then what this was this? Tyrannic War Veteran. That looks like ultramarine kind of stuff. Inquisition. Meh, that looks kinda meh. Oh, this looks cool. Thousand Suns icon. Ugh. Oh, Traitor's Thunderhammer. Nice. I think it's the Space Wolves that have the hammer. Right? They have their own cosmetic for it. Okay. Alright, I'm out of here. Thank you for coming over and watching. If you're here for the first time, I stream science fiction games from PS5. I try to do it every single day of the week, if possible. So far, I've been pretty successful at it. As far as keeping up with daily streams, I'm currently playing Cyberpunk 2077, Space Marine 2, and tomorrow I'm going back to Helldivers 2. And I do like this 3-game rotation, and on Sundays I just try new stuff. That's about it. Space Marine 2 and Helldivers 2 are obviously multiplayer games, so I love to play with viewers. So if you ever want to drop by and join me, that would be highly appreciated. That would be awesome. Alright, and I'll be back tomorrow. Cheers.